Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development was created August 21, 2019 by His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari GCFR.
The nominee, of course, is currently serving as the Federal Commissioner of the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons. And of course, we have been witnesses to what she has been doing with her current assignment. I'll put the question. Those in favor of the motion that the nominee takes a bow and go, say aye.
It received a clear mandate to develop humanitarian policies and provide effective coordination of national and international humanitarian interventions, ensure strategic disaster mitigation, preparedness and response, and manage the formulation and implementation of equity-focused social inclusion and protection programs in Nigeria.
And so this ministry was created with a clear mandate of formulating and developing policies, humanitarian policies, providing effective coordination of humanitarian interventions, both nationally and internationally. Also to ensure strategic disaster mitigation, preparedness and response, as well as to formulate policies that will provide equity-focused social protection and inclusion systems in the country. So it is a ministry that has direct contact with the citizens of this country, and the agencies under the ministry, their responsibilities are also interwoven. We have the National Emergency Management Agency, we have the Northeast Development Commission, then the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and IDPs, then we have the SDGs, we have NAPTIP, we have the National Social Investment Program that's now domiciled in the ministry, whose mandate is really to provide support in areas of engaging the youth, as well as to support the poor and vulnerable in the society.
The Sadiya Umar Farouk-led ministry, to borrow a cliché, hit the ground running. Before the creation of the ministry, the National Emergency Management Authority was coordinating effective disaster response, with the ministry providing oversight. The focus is now designing and implementing early warning systems for disaster prevention and mitigation in Nigeria. Now, people devastated by fire do not have to pick up the pieces from the rubble without support. Villages decimated by infectious diseases like Lassa fever or cholera can now look up to the government for prompt response and support.
We are joining hands with the state government to support the victims of this incident, those that are in the hospital, and even those that are now displaced as a result of this explosion.
Sadiya Umar Farouk, as minister, convened the Disaster Management Stakeholders Meeting, which held on February 25th and 26th, to develop a roadmap for achieving their mandate of improving an enabling environment for disaster preparedness and recovery through enhanced institutional arrangements and streamlined mandates. The objective is to provide urgent response as well as long-term and sustainable social safety net measures, which ensure that survivors fully overcome the health, humanitarian, and economic impact of such crises. At no time in our national history have challenges been brought to the fore so forcefully. the ministry inherited ongoing programs like the Social Investment Program, Empower, and JEEP, the Social Safety Net Intervention, the Conditional Cash Transfer, the National Homegrown School Feeding Program, and many more. The ministry ensured the continuation of all programs, and almost 1 year into its existence, the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development is reviewing the operations and effectiveness of the systems and will be streamlining and reforming them to ensure greater efficiency and impact. While these are ongoing, the ministry is also involved in several interventions.
I have directed that a 3-month repayment moratorium for all trader money, market money, and farmer money loans be implemented with immediate effect. For the most vulnerable in our society, I have directed that the conditional cash transfers for the next 2 months be paid immediately. Our internally displaced persons will also receive 2 months of food rations in the coming weeks.
Under the Conditional Cash Transfer Initiative, following the presidential directive since 1st of April 2020, have been impacted under humanitarian interventions during the COVID-19 crisis.
President Buhari atụmatụ ihe o mere anyị asị m ọchịchị ya na ọ ya agara ya n'ihu ya chịrị gaba n'ihu n'ihe ọbụla o mere na Chineke ya gozie ya.
Allah lamin hukku baba Buhari shi gaba ya goye su Allah lamin hukuma ya goye su Allah barka dinamo Allah lamin bai dinamo mangudu mu woni har joni Allah bo wada tabbatu dire mako Allah hukuma alheri.
On the Empower, there is an ongoing plan to reform and streamline the Empower program for greater efficiency. So far, the ministry has cleared the backlog of stipends for the months of March and April 2020 for both volunteers and monitors. The previous delays were caused by migration to a new payment platform.
I'm one of the beneficiaries of Empower, but not its local government to be precise. I thank God for this program in the sense that after the graduation in school, we were not able to practice what we've been taught in school. I studied agriculture, but I've not been able to participate due to lack of funding, no implements, nothing. So thank God when Empower came on board, I applied and I was given employment without knowing anybody. It was a very transparent platform.
I'm an Empower volunteer under N-Agro. I've been a victim of joblessness for over 4 years. But Empower came in to put a smile on my face. Little stipend I received, the 30,000 naira, 3 months salary I invested in. Today, I had about 3 hectares for my rice production. Has helped me to employ 3 people, 3 laborers who is working under me. This Empower made me to be a married man today.
In order to extend the sphere of impact and for more inclusion, following a presidential directive, the National Social Register is being expanded from 2.6 million to 3.6 million families across the nation.
On the onset of the pandemic, the National Social Register contained a data of about 2.6 million. Now I'm happy to say that we have about 3.6 million individuals, households that are currently in the National Social Register, and we're tapping from this register to give a cash transfer to these vulnerable households.
Today, the Social Register is 3.6 million strong. Devastations wrought by the decade-long Boko Haram insurgency, the ministry, working with the Northeast Development Commission, NEDC, is intervening in the areas of health and infrastructure. The ministry, aside from coordinating and providing humanitarian relief, is also constructing a 14-bed and 21-bed facility, each close to a large IDP camp in Maiduguri, using prefabricated technology to serve as COVID-19 isolation centers in the Northeast. In alignment with SDG 2, which focuses on achieving zero hunger and eliminating poverty by the year 2030. The ministry is coordinating a zero hunger roundtable focused on leveraging private sector expertise and donations to provide a coordinated response to hunger during the COVID-19 pandemic. In a world left lopsided by economic imbalance between the global north and global south, forced and self-disposed migration continue to present problems, and the ministry, through the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, NCFRMI, and the National Agency for Prohibition of Trafficked Persons, NAPTIP, continue to provide social protection for the vulnerable. Working with the United Nations Office for Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, OCHA, they have facilitated distributions of relief items to IDP camps in Katsina State and carried out sensitizations and advocacy. Following the presidential directive, the ministry has granted a 3-month moratorium to 1,794,633 Government Enterprise and Empowerment Program (GEEP) beneficiaries. The ministry has facilitated the disbursement of trader money and market money loans to 12,000 beneficiaries in Abuja and Lagos states.
Da farko sunana Abdullahi Dauda, ni ɗan jihar Bauchi ne, ɗan ƙaramar hukumar Bauchi. So ni shekaruna 23 ne, yare na Fulatanci ne. So muna dai ganin abubuwa na rayuwa da sauransu. Ni na sana'an shayi ne, to muna ciki wannan sana'an, ina karatu da wannan sana'an. So he Allah ya kawo wata kofa daga shugaban ƙasa na loan na bashi kenan, wanda ake bawa irin masu kananan karfi irinmu da sauransu. So muka ji labarin da haka, muka zo muka ɗan confirming din cewa ta ina ne ake karɓowa da sauransu. Muka samu inda ake karɓowa, aka kwatanta mana da ikon Allah muka samu. Ni din nan na karɓa 50,000.
I'm Blessing Ibe. I sell coconut here, I sell pineapple, I sell watermelon. I use that 10,000 naira and go for orange. If I should count like 5,000 naira orange, I'll make profit of unlike 3,500 naira.
If it will help, because it will help in so many things. Because like now I have something to go and buy and put in my table, but there was no money. Now I have the 10,000. I'm very, very glad to have the 10,000.
We are happy about it because it is a thing we have been expecting for a long, that the government should assist the masses, especially the traders.
Our traders and market business owners, federal government under the leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari has directed that due to the coronavirus pandemic, we should